Here we go. Happy Friday. Happy weekend, everybody. Beautiful day in my part of the world. Hopefully, it's the same for you weather-wise, FM-wise. As the title suggests, things are a little harder at the moment. We are wading through treacle, and I only have myself to blame. But it's Friday. The weekend is ahead of us. The FM is a challenge, but that's the way we like it. And we have some of our wonderful friends with us in the chat already. Soccer Scenarios. First in, pulling up a seat next to the bar, Simon Thornley, hot on his heels. Got No Game is with us. Monkey in the Fog is with us. The hero that is Joshua Brown also joins us. Callum Hayes beaming in, I would imagine, from some kind of northwest watering hole. Hope you and Dad are well. What's on the agenda this afternoon, Cal? Are you all ready? A couple of beverages in, or if you just arrived? Rugio's beaming in from Norfolk. We're very well, Rugio. Hopefully you are too. Sean Poole is with us. Bonjour, mon ami. Z is with us. Z clearly is off to the opticians there. Not a handsome face, but the one that I was dealt, I'm afraid. Green Whale is with us. Love that little whale emote that you put into the chat as well. Good to see you. Soccer Scenarios has got storms by the beach. Are we meant to have sympathy? You're in North Carolina by the shore. Are we meant to have any sympathy whatsoever? Perfect for database editing. Evo is with us as well. Hello to you. And Rook, off to work out. Okay, good luck on the bike. We will catch you later once you've got your nachos on. Welcome in, everybody. What a crowd this early on in the stream. I'm sure you've all come in anticipation of some exciting Football Manager action. You're not going to find it here. It's all a little bit difficult at the moment. Morning to Luke Hall as well. Good to see you, Luke. Hope you've got a beautiful morning in your part of the world. Let's jump into some Football Manager, by the way. Let's jump into some Football Manager. Oh. Callum Hayes gifted memberships. Cal, it's very generous of you this early on in the stream. Fabulous. Thank you, Cal. Hope your weekend is off to a flyer. Check in with the old man. And Benjamin Dubai picks up the gifted membership. There you go, Cal. There is your recipient. You are an absolute generous to a fault individual. And a Green Whale, of course, we love to see the misery. You're gonna see it today. You can already see the league position. We're 11 games into the season. This is a team that should be top of the league. By a stretch, I would say, and it's not happening so far. We're struggling. We've won a couple of games recently to make things look even better. We were cemented in the bottom half of the table, and the problems I am going to put you on the case of today, and we'll see how you get on. Callum's already a couple of vodka and cokes in. JB, are we doing the gifted portion already? Seems so. People are off to the races. They're following your incredibly generous lead from Wednesday's fabulous stream. I don't think I have ever had a stream like... Well, I know I haven't. I was about to say, I'm not sure there's ever been a Football Manager stream like it. I've certainly never seen generosity on that scale before. So absolutely fabulous. Z, oh yes, you need to thank whoever gifted you a membership when you wasn't here on Wednesday. That would be the fabulous Joshua Brown, who was throwing around 10 gifted subs, as well as a super chat that I'm not even going to say the amount of, because, well, I've been lying down in a darkened room ever since it happened. Green Whale, the struggle, the misery brings out the best in me. Not tactically, it doesn't. Maybe entertainment-wise. We're in a reasonable position compared to where we were 4 games ago. We've won 4 games, drawn 4 games, and we've lost 3. We're on 16 points. We're 2 points out of the playoffs. We are only 8 points off top of the table Girona. So certainly not a disaster. And in a 42 game season, plenty of football to be played. Plenty of football to be played. But we've got problems. And I'm going to start here for the problems. Managerial support, not great, but that's fine. That will improve over time. It's here that we've got problems. And you can see it in the club atmosphere here. It says, the club has seen a high turnover of playing staff, resulting in many players having been with the team for different lengths of time. And Football Manager is not letting us forget that at the moment. We have got average team cohesion. The collective mental state is slightly disappointing. This will slightly impact player positioning. And oh my goodness, hasn't it, given some of the goals we've been conceding. And players will experience some issues with their vision. Oh my goodness, with some of the passes that we've misplaced. Hasn't that been the case? And their reactions to events and some of the pedestrian defending that I've been watching off stream means that this team cohesion is an absolute bust at the moment. And we are struggling. And this is all of my own... Joshua Brown. Don't blame this on Callum. What on earth are you doing, Joshua Brown? I didn't do anything. Someone's calling me. You're not here. Joshua Brown, that's 2 streams. Joshua Brown, this is generosity beyond the likes I've ever seen on anybody else's stream. This is how... I don't know, this is how Minecrafters must get met, I would imagine. Joshua Brown, I think we said it all on Wednesday. We will say it all again. You are the most incredibly generous person I think I have ever come across to give that kind of donation to a... Well, let's be honest, a middle-aged hack who is bluffing his way through some Football Manager Friday fun is incredibly generous. And we cannot thank you enough. We'll have to find another player to name in your honour. By the way, your Nathan Tekapua is the only player so far that's emerging with any, I was going to say credit. I might even change that to dignity, given how we've started. Z, thanks Joshua Brown for the gifted membership, as do I now after that incredibly generous super chat once more. Jamie's with us. Evening. Good to see you, Jamie. Hope you are very well. Green Whale, loads of match practice, team bonding, teamwork, training. Interesting. Let's get into a little bit of the old training. Let's get our week set up, shall we? We'll go with Rio 1. Some teamwork in there, but maybe we need some more. We'll get your opinions on this in a moment. We'll get the players doing a couple of rest weeks then, I think. And then we'll get them back to full training with Rio 2 and Rio 3. And we'll come back to that in a moment. And you can tell me whether you think we need more teamwork training in that to help out. And you can tell me the rationale behind it. Z, You're right, Z. You're right. This is 2 streams running, Z. This has been happening. And I don't really know why. It's generosity beyond anything I deserve. Soccer Scenarios, JBU legend. Talis is with us. Good to see you, Talis. Green Whale, what? Jamie Jeepers. Not Jamie Jeepers, that's Jamie. Saying Jeepers. JB, you're more annoyed that you're discovering 500 is the max. Let's just stop it there, Joshua Brown. You are the most generous person we could possibly wish for. He's just determined to make you cry on stream. Z, we went through this on Wednesday, and honestly, dabbing them away I was. Oh God, look at the bags. Look at the bags. Dabbing them away. Peter Kip, J Brown, yet again a legend. Peter, welcome into the stream. Hope you're well. Myth, with this money, you should buy a football team, Joshua Brown. Do you know what? I think you should. I think you should. The most generous stream you think you've seen was Lelujo's, who couldn't start streaming because about 1,000 subs flew in. Wow, goodness me. Spencer's with us. How's it going? Very well, Spencer. We're in buoyant mood today. I hope you are well. Soccer scenarios. You honestly max out match prep and team bonding / community outreach every week. You don't know if it's what you actually should do, but it seems to work. And soccer scenarios, we would not be calling that team Llama FC. Monkey in the fog, what a lovely thing once again. Honestly, the man's generosity knows no bounds. And Green Whale, to be honest, you're by miles the best streamer, streaming Football Manager on YouTube on this channel right now. To bring us enthusiasm for the game, you're defo no hack. I tell you what, Green Whale, we will get going in a minute. Those are some very, very generous words. Thank you for those. Very, very high on enthusiasm. Not quite so high, I fear, on tactical acumen, which is what we could do with for today's stream. Right, soccer scenarios, Green Whale. We want to get some more. I tell you what, should we get one extra teamwork and should we get the community outreach in there? We just got to work out what we're going to sacrifice. Pokes. Pokes is with us. Loving this llama love. But tell you what, Pokes, I'm sure you're going to bring it down, aren't you? With a reminder of a recent draft score, if I know anything about you, you young scamp. Evo, couldn't agree more. Evo, that's very kind of you. Very, very kind. Peter, how do you max out tactical familiarity ASP when switching to a new formation? Interesting question, Peter. From what I understand, if you are in pre-season, get some friendly games going, because the more games they play, the more accustomed they will become to that new tactic. If, by the way, people are about to see what we're playing at the moment. Spoiler. The back three did not last. If you currently have multiple tactics in your tactics slot, I'm led to believe that if you only have one in there, they will learn that fast. And if they're trying to learn 2 or certainly 3 tactics, also, you can get things in your weekly training schedule that will help them to learn the tactics. So certainly these match preparation things, you can see that they all have this tactical familiarity on them. So as many things as you can find that have tactical familiarity built in. For example, look at this, transition restrict. It only works on players' attributes. It's not working on their tactical familiarity. I don't know whether any of these do. So like attacking overlap, you can see that does help with your your tactical familiarity. So those are all things that you can try and put into the mix. The other thing that would help, I think, is potentially match practice. So let me try that now. Match prep, match practice. Yeah, that hits all of the tactical familiarity. You can pick up injuries. And this is all easier to do if it's pre-season for you, Peter. If it's not, it's a harder nut to crack, I am afraid. What else have we got with us? Joshua Brown. Okay, full disclosure. You tried to do another 5. No, you can't, Joshua. You absolutely can't. But you're not allowed to, says YouTube. You feel scammed. I think YouTube is doing that to protect you from your own generosity there. Incredibly kind. TaylorMade Gaming, you're very good. You've just purchased a second external monitor. So looking forward to even bigger FM over the weekend. Congratulations on your retail therapy. JB, where's the Tottenham cake, Pokes? Pokes is working on it. Is it a baking day, Pokes? Given how hard you work on the Fridays, it may as well be. Soccer Scenarios, send it to you and you promise you'll send it. I'm sure you would. Soccer Scenarios. Green Whale, once the Elling is there, tone those down. You like Soccer Scenarios approach. Okay, well, let's get some I tell you what, get the community outreach in here then. And then that can be rest. And then a second teamwork, I think, could be useful. So let's pop that in. There. Team cohesion greatly increased. I very much like the sound of that. That feels like what we need. In fact, come on, let's plaster this day then with team cohesion. Do any of these others help? Team cohesion increased, but not by as much. Let's do a double teamwork session there then. And a community outreach there. Okay, let's get those going. See if that helps. We've got more things that we're going to quiz you on, by the way, during this stream. It's not going to be this constant blast of playing fixtures like we normally do. We got through 2 in the last stream. I'm going to be picking your brains. I'm going to be asking you about mentoring. And I'm also going to be asking you about player trait training. So if you have any knowledge of either of those 2 things, bring it to the table. Go and get it now. And then when I tip you the wink, tell me what you know. Benjamin Bessemer, good afternoon to the best animal-based FM streamer on any platform. How am I doing? I'm glorious today. And we can thank the sunshine, we can thank Football Manager, and we can thank Joshua Brown for that. At best animal-based FM streamer. Well, who else we got in there then? We got Honey Badger. More animal-based FM streamers. I don't know an FM squirrel. There's FM alpaca, but we won't dignify him with a response. Do we know any more animal-based FM streamers? I'm racking my brains. FM Pine Martin, FM Chinchilla, they're all new names to me. Anyway, Pokes, afraid you can't stick around much today. Not working at home, so need to actually look like you're doing something. Goodness me, Pokes, don't get into trouble there. Pate for Fayin, hey, good to see you. Welcome in. Andrew, good morning, Mr. Llama in chat. Andrew, good morning to you. Good morning makes you sound like you're in a different part of the world. Let us know where you're beaming in from. JB, you haven't actually met Llama yet. There's a blessing. So if you gush anymore, it's probably weird. It's all hugely appreciated. The gushing and the financial support. Soccer Scenarios. You usually put match practice in. I'm afraid of match practice scenarios in case I pick up injuries. Are you telling me just to get it done anyway? What about if I put a bit of a recovery in after it? How does that look? And then maybe the community outreach later that evening. Get a match practice in there. Maybe we could ditch the attacking free kick training then. Get some match practice in there. Get the team bonding in later in the week and get another recovery session in. Maybe like that. So basically they have the day off and then we go out in the evening. Pizzas. Daryl Clark's become a member now as well. Thank you very much, Daryl. Look at the generosity keeps on rolling today. Callum's been generous. Now Daryl's been generous. Joshua. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Pate Pate Forfein has just started a Malia save. Well, look, very best of luck in what I think is... I'm not even going to call it a save. That's more like an odyssey. I would describe it as the very best of luck with it. Pete, I hope that helps. If you're in pre-season, it's certainly a lot easier, although I was in pre-season and I haven't been able to lick it into shape yet. Certainly not changing the squad quite as much definitely helps as well, I think. Scenarios, you could switch match practice with team bonding. I don't know. What do you think of how I've got it set up now? So we've got 2 match practices in, community outreach, team bonding. How's that looking? There's also training that makes them happy. Yeah, I've seen some of those. So that's the next 2 weeks where we're kind of like maxing out. Oh, Joshua, what now? What now? 10 more gifted memberships, Joshua. Goodness me. I feel like that you're like the LA Lakers cheerleading squad now. This support is absolutely incredible. So Jamie's got a gifted membership. There you go, Jamie. Congratulations on that. Simon, chance creation increases the happiness. There we go. Does chance conversion do the same? Slightly. What did the chance creation do? Oh, more than slightly. So creating chances makes footballers happier than finishing them. Interesting. And just running around chasing people also helps. Andrew's got one of the gifted memberships. There you go, Andrew. Enjoy that. Joshua, you've been around Llama's series too long. As soon as you heard him pondering animals, you knew I'd go straight to woodland. Well, I also went onto the plains. Green Whale gets a membership as well. I threw in a chinchilla. But yeah, Pine Marten and Squirrel, they were my default. Big fan of Pine Martens at the moment, have to be honest. We've got Chihuahua, isn't a streamer, but is on YouTube. He's not unadulterated animal there, though, is he? He's done a pun on Chihuahuas. Pokes gets a membership as well. We can probably revoke that, I think, Joshua. Got no game. Where is the Big Jack approach of bringing them down the pub? That's Monday. Cheap pints on Monday. So we've got them in there. Andrew, yeah, beaming in from Canada, the home of Jonathan David. Remind us where, Andrew. Remind us where. We're big North American fans here. Soccer scenarios, boom! You think that looks good. Match practice is the best, which makes sense. They're literally playing, a practice match. You think it looks good now. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Does match tactics help at all? Team cohesion, yeah. Okay. So maybe then let's throw this over there. Like that. Let's ditch the goalkeeper training of that week. And get some community outreach in there. And let's go for some match practice. By the way, Green Whale, Soccer Scenarios, I'm putting in a recovery session after the match practice. Is that standard? Is that wise? Or am I making things up? And let's give them their rest day here instead. So, unfortunately, the goalkeeper's pretty much getting the week off. By the way, this is my big tip. If you want to improve your outfield players, get some goalkeeper training going. Because during those goalkeeper sessions, your outfield players will be working on their individual roles. So when you set up that little individual training for them, like you want them to work on their finishing or their pace, You've actually got to give them time during the training week to work on those individual training plans. And they do it when the goalkeepers are training. And a lot of the training schedules I see people putting out do not have any goalkeeper training in them. I think they're crucial in getting the old individual roles training. But not that week. Oh no, I've lost my changes that I made there. So let's get them in there. Physical rest. Okay. So training's looking a bit better. Scenarios, tell me whether you think that's looking the stuff. Recovery is actually better than rest. Beautiful. That's what we're after. Jamie, JB's gone nuts. He has, like a squirrel. Back to the woodland creatures. Thank you from Green Whale. Thank you from Andrew. Even Poke says thank you, which is rather cordial for a man of his very uncouth nature. Green Whale, you'll stream one game of FM one of these days just to make the list. There we go. And whales are mammals. They're not woodland, not unless something's gone terribly wrong. But absolutely. And Monkey in the Fog, here we go. Any chance of an Animal Crossing FM 2023 crossover? It's what the kids maybe wants. Benjamin will say, sir, well, you will say, someone you know actually has done something quite nice. He's doing a GoFundMe to get funds to create a project not far from our beloved sausage roll wearing Spurs fan, Kent, then. Match tactics are good. They remind me of a walkthrough you do either morning or day before a match. You usually schedule it for the day before since you can't train before a match. Where's my match tactics gone then? Did I not actually put any in? Okay, should we get one in rather than this overall session? There we go. And switch it with maybe the attacking movement there. Get the match tactics in. And we could do the same here. Yeah, get the match tactics in. By the way, I will say, just behind me there, you can see that JDFM's just finished his work week and logged in for a game of Football Manager. Popped up in the bottom right hand corner of my screen, but my face box is covering most of it for you. But just for JDFM updates, he's just declared it the weekend. What else have we got? Green Whale, there's the evidence-based FM. Yeah, not for me, Green Whale, not for me. I like theorizing about what would work well. I don't like knowing what would work well. So I'm not really a fan of these YouTube channels that actually try to scientifically prove the best way of doing things. Because once that's discovered, what's the point in doing any of it? So I tend to try and stay away from those kind of channels. I prefer like this soccer scenarios approach of, well, I've done it like this and I think it worked for me. You give it a go and I'm going to give it a go, and it might work, it might not, but I like that. I like the kind of the blindfolded approach. I know evidence-based FM hires, I was watching Zealand's video on it, hires FM careers supercomputers to run tests to receive data on what different training schedules do for ability improvements, and I don't like that. I don't want to know the one best way. I like the try it and see if it works, which normally means disaster for me. But I'm a little bit like that with tactics as well. I don't want to watch videos telling me this tactic is the best, you should use it, and then you plug it in and play. I prefer seeing videos like Stinger makes, which are, well, this is how you could use this tactic. but you could also use it this way. You decide what kind of football you're trying to create and go with it. I like that. I like that. What else have we got then? So David hails from where you live in Ottawa. As someone who has only seen football as an outsider, it feels good to see someone from your town being a star on the big stage. Well, I did not know that Jonathan David was from Ottawa. I'm also going to say, and this is probably less impressive than Jonathan David, isn't Chris Jericho from Ottawa? Or am I mistaken? And is Ottawa as fabulous a part of the world as I think it is? It sounds, well, all of Canada sounds beautiful. JB, as one of the kids, you can confirm that only Tottenham cake enjoyers are cool enough to ice it, crown it, button down it. I still feel like we need a tune to that song, and then it will take off. Simon Thornley, The Economist's mantra: if the models don't accord with reality, throw away reality. I suppose it's kind of like anti-economist of me. I don't want to know the answers. I just want to know that, well, could do it this way. Have you ever thought about doing it that way? This is what might happen if you do. I like that. I think we should show you the form now. So we drew our first 2 games of the season against Valencia's B team and then Levante. And then the first game I played off stream after Wednesday was against Elche. And it was not a good looking affair whatsoever. Pretty level on the XG, but we came out the wrong side of a 2-1 defeat. Nobody apart from Toyazite and Ozzy Artiles had anything like a good game. And this is where I started becoming really concerned with the back 5 in how the front 3 were playing in this system. You got a 6.3, a 6.3 and a 6.4 from our front 3. I don't know if I bought any subs on up front in this game. I did, and he got 7.2. Okay. But I think I was probably tweaking and changing this system in match, to be honest, because I was already having concerns. We then bounced into the next game, and I tried out a new system, and we beat my Girona 2-1, which was good, but was another evenish game. I guess we edged it, but we needed a very late free kick from Titkov. You can see I started trying to pioneer a 4-2-3 attacking midfielders, having not played an attacking midfielder in about 4 versions of Football Manager. I now try to squeeze 3 into the side, which kind of made us a more similar setup to how we were last season when we played a 4-2-2-1-1. And it worked for this game. And then we only got a draw in the next one with it. And then we lost the next one with it. And then we only drew 1-1. Not disastrous results, but we were about 16th in the table. So we were struggling a little bit. So I made some changes again, and it's picked us up 3 wins in the last 4, but narrow ones, only 1-0, and also picked us up a 3-1 defeat as well. Our most recent victory was against Eibar. Honestly, could have been more convincing, I guess. We also had a goal disallowed, and we were playing this 4-2-4. So there's a couple of things I'm really convinced of tactically now. I'm very convinced about playing a double pivot in front of my defence, which I'm assuming if it's a double pivot has to be a back 4. To play 2 DMs in front of a back 5 could be overkill. I might be wrong, but it could be overkill. And I'm really liking the double pivot. We've got Zandanati, who's averaging above a 7, and in this team, honestly, you know, that's not to be sniffed at. We've got Miguel, who's averaging a 6.89. And also on deadline day, I hunted around for a new striker and could not find one. Joshua Brown said, go out and get yourself a new striker. I hunted Joshua. I did. I went shopping. Couldn't find one that was any good. So instead, I bought myself a new defensive midfielder who only came in for about £1 million, but he's worth potentially 6.6 now. He's a German, I think, of Turkish descent. And physically looks good, mentally looks excellent, and he can tackle well. And he's come in, he's played 4 games so far, and has got an assist, and he's almost averaging a 7. And I think looks pretty good. We're going to give Miguel the nod today, because, what should we call him? Is that Chainer? Let's go with Chainer. He's struggling for fitness a little bit, so he's out of the side for today. By the way, I've missed so many messages again. Soccer Scenarios agrees the game is too easy sometimes to know exactly what to do. That's how I feel. I just feels like if you can just read instructions of the meta thing to do, it sucks all the fun out of the journey, I think. Animal FM streamers, Seal Land. Andrew, I think, is a good shout. We just got to get him to agree to change his name. Green Whale, you get that. You prefer the mystery too, and you don't use those schedules at all. Well, that's even better though, isn't it, Green Whale? That you've seen that they're out there and you've said, no, not for me. I like that. It's like a code of honour that I admire. Soccer Scenarios, you do like looking at some tactics, but you never carbon copy it. Shoot, you do that in real life coaching. Benjamin Bessemer would love to say it's a Kent-based side, but actually it's a team based in a town known for it being mere minutes from a famous castle. Famous castle. Windsor? And a very famous college. Windsor. Ed, hello. You're just back from an evening stroll. How are we doing? Incredibly good. Incredibly well. Hope you are too. Sticking with the 3 at the back system. Sorry, Ed. I can't get it working. I can't do it. Dean Gripton's with us as well. Welcome in, Dino.
Afternoon, everybody.
You have another week away and you're playing at yet another random team. Rayo Vallecano, though. A step up, Dean. A step up. Talis, you did something crazy, so you may have to start afresh. Talis, what have you done? What have you done that's crazy? And you can add the formation. You can add the formation to the schedule. You can. If I do that right now, Dean, you'll see how around the houses I've been. There we go. Can we resize those as well? Auto size the lot. There we go. There we go. So what have we got? You've got my 5-4-1 diamond in pre-season before I went to a 5-3-2, a 5-2-3. Stuck with the 5-2-3. There you go, Ed. 3 games. And then a 4-2-3-1 DMAM, which we stuck with for, 5 games there before we went to a 4-3-3, now a 4-2-4. You can tell I'm lost, can't you? You can tell I'm lost. I'm all over the shop. Tactically, I've not found it yet. And that's the thing. I'm not one of these to just let it bed in. I keep on fiddling until I find the answers. Probably the wrong thing to do. I hope when you're playing Ibar that you sang the Electric Six song. Girl, I want to take you to an Ibar. I want to take you to an Ibar. Well, I didn't, Dean, but I'm going to find it very hard not to now, I would say. JB, you think a double pivot with a back 5 would work? Now, don't do this to me, JB, because one of the things that's drawing me away from this current system is that I signed 6 centre-backs in the summer so I could play a back 3, and now I've only got 2 of them in the side. Some of them are really good little prospects as well. So, not Ignacio Sanz. It's his little brother. Where's little Xabier? Training like an absolute warrior. And he's got a lovely grin. And he's a bit of a ball player as well, you know. Love to get him back in the side. And then he's a bit up and down form-wise, old Niels Ola, but he's only 19 and he's training really well. And he has this little media description of being promising, which just draws me in like a moth to a flame. I love his personality, and I love the physicality that he's starting to develop now. Tackling of 15. Aggression, anticipation, composure. He's got the squiffs with those. But, complete wing backs, back three, double pivot. I don't know. We're going to see how today's game goes. And then we might get a fiddling again. We might get a fiddling. Ed, you're going to try out something on your save. Focus play down one side with creative players and roles there. And then putting the scorer roles. Poacher inside forward on the... Yeah, I've kind of... Yeah. I was going to say I've kind of done that here. I haven't. I've got my playmaker on this side and this side. And then I've got my goal scorer there. Yeah, I've not done that at all, Ed. It's an interesting little idea. Try and shift the AI defense to the creative side. Then quick change of play. I tell you what, Ed. This is why you're a cut above me, my friend. The depth of thinking in there, I could not rival. Ed, you're using a double pivot as well, but with wingbacks on support, doing well so far. Interesting. So they just pop up there, do they? This guy pops back there. And then maybe like a cheeky... Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. Oh, I'm all of a quandary. Anyway, Greeno! Afternoon, one and all. Afternoon, Greeno.
Afternoon, everybody.
How are things? Been spending the last 48 hours blowing all of that sweet JB donation on a George Best style binge. Not a bit of it, Greeno. And the legend that is JB has only come in this stream and done the same again, hasn't he? Goodness, goodness, goodness me. He's an absolute hero. Hope you're well, Greeno. I checked out those Bournemouth pre-season friendlies. In fact, it inspired me, Greeno. So thank you to that, to go and check out every Premier League club's pre-season schedules. And I found some interesting stuff. Talis, you finally upgrade to FM23 from FM21 after getting it at over half price off. So now need to learn the new features. That's why you come here, Talis, isn't it? To learn all about the game. Dean appreciates the resizing. Sorry, I could spend the entire stream reading out chat here. I'm far too slow, aren't I? So what do we got? Scenarios. You're the same. You haven't been able to get your back three how you want it. You were playing a 3-4-1-2, won the Champions League with Ajax back in FM20. FM20 was a different ball game. We were all winning things back then. BB, Windsor and Eton, is it? The town is Slough. The guy who's doing the GoFundMe is the guy mentioned who runs a club in the Slough area. Scott Thomas, quickly comment, Savagaffer, you're not lost. It's all part of the plan. I love your support, Scott.
Evening, everybody.
It's not quickly comment, Sava, is it? It's quickly comment ça va, which is, I think, how are you? You've probably gone already by now, Scott. It take me so long to get to your message and then understand the French in it. But I hope you're well and enjoying life in Paris. Talis, which skin is it that you use, or is it the base one? This is not the base. This is the I call it the WD-40, and it's not, is it? The WTCS5. I don't think that's the snappiest of titles, that one, but it's a lovely skim. Dean, your work with the Ibar earworm is done, and another legend joins us.
Evening, everybody.
They are. It's gotta be the weekend if Leo Damus is in. He's knocked off work. He's an hour ahead in Belgium. Where are you, Leo? Limburg. What are you on? 10 to 3? Yeah, it's the weekend. We're calling it. Ed, focus play down the left. If your creative players are right-footed, even better. Cross-field passes are deadly. Unfortunately, Ozzy Artiles he's a lefty. Although reading all these three at the back things, I am thinking Artiles in there. Tekapua into the defence, and then Tekapua goes up front. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Si Maggio's with us as well. Hola.
Evening, everybody.
Good to see you, Si. It'll only take 10 minutes to learn them. Greeno, worth looking at some of the Championship Club pre-seasons too. Quite often, Brizzle versus Sociedad or Quapra versus Sassuolo will pop up. I quite like the look of the Emirates Cup, Arsenal versus Monaco. A couple of days down in London, maybe. Try and get them to the Emirates. Leodamus, weekend it is. Good. Have we cracked open that first beer of the weekend? That is the question. And if so, what percentage is it? Talis, the work the space one. It's nice. The reason I like it, and you'll love this, Talis, as a kit man yourself. I love that it shows a stadium pick. I'm a sucker for a stadium pick. They call it the Limburg. Is that right? Scott Thomas Ale onto the match. Well, come on, we've only been going 50 minutes. Ed, if your creative player is left-footed, shift him to the right and focus play down the right. He can't play there though. Is that a problem? Would that be a problem? Rook's finished by the way, Rook, you've done a 12.8 mile bike ride, and I've not pressed continue yet. Finished as you summarised. You're now prepping the nachos. Good. And Green Whale, you're Belgium as well, are you? So you and Leodamus have got your own little Limburg jokes going on together. I see. Okay. What do we think then? Do we go with the 4-2-4 that got us as a streaky 1-0 win in the last game? And the reason why I went 4-2-4 is because I didn't trust any of my strikers to play up front alone. Francisco Javier, 29 league goals last season. 2 in 10 this season. High hopes, like Panic at the Disco, for Chino Marino. 3 in 9 so far. Probably the best goals per minute has probably come from Enrique Ortega. 1 in 1 and 2 sub appearances. So, Leo, how's the heat in the office? Cool as the proverbial cucumber today, and I don't even have the fan on. So yeah, we're doing all right for heat at the moment. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, but it's not overly hot. I think the heat is coming though. I had pretty bad thunderstorms yesterday. That's broken it for a bit. It's coming back with a vengeance. Rook, why not a 6-2-2? I don't know. I'm thinking about everything now. And regular guy, happy Friday. Do you know what? I'm also I'm looking at. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, do that. Keep the wide players. Bring one of the strikers back down. Does that look gruesome then? Do you need the 3 in... Maybe you do need the 3 in central midfield. Scott Thomas, you bet a Cronenberg that a back 5 will work better. You rapscallion, you. By the way, look, I've set up marking instructions on these players, and we're going to abandon that. Or are we? Is that shape absolutely gruesome? Just spotted a weird pre-season game, Villa versus Lazio. Do you know what? Yeah, and it's at the Best Scott. I saw that one yesterday. Apparently there's a pop concert at Villa Park. Maybe a 3-4-1-2. Well, we could easily do that with the same personnel. I'm just worried about who would track the opposition fullbacks were we to do that. Because the thing that I find with a back five is that the wing backs, especially if we're going to ask them to attack, can get overloaded. And I like the way the wingers here could be instructed to pick up the fullbacks and track back. So the wing backs can get on at the wingers. The only person Tex marks is the bartender. I don't know, because the player we picked, model professional. I mean, oh, we got his face in there as well now, by the way. He's got his FM20 face. By the way, best player we've had so far. 4 assists, 3 goals. A 3-5-2, a 3-4-2-1, questions Scott. Got no game, a 3-5-2 with wing backs. We could do that, couldn't we? And then Tex and Artiles could still be closing down the 2 fullbacks. So press them, mark them tight, and do it on... You're on the right-hand side of the pitch. That's going to be their left back. And I feel like we're not a million miles away from what I was doing at the start of the season, but I didn't have a double pivot. Loving the 3-4-2. Loving it. It's got a Christmas tree. It's very festive. Technically, in real life, the wide centre-back on ball side would step up to the winger, with the wing-back picking up their full-back. Is that right? Oh, interesting. That's something to bear in mind. That's proper football there, scenarios. I don't know how to set that up in FM, though. Well, I could put, Pettersson. I'd put marking instructions to pick up their winger. And I'd do the same with Guichon on the other side. By the way, I don't want Ortega playing in the defence. So you go and call Musa Keita. You move Musa Keita out to the right. And then I'm also thinking Pettersson has got a bit of pace and a bit of anticipation about him. Do we ask him to cover? And then what do we do with these wing backs then? Just regular wing backs, maybe? I'm gonna be brutally honest here. 30 years playing this game, I could not tell you the difference between a wing back and a complete wing back. Ed, one of your double pivot needs to be a more mobile role to carry the ball. So I quite like a defensive midfielder because it comes without any instructions. So you can set it to what you want. So, we could say dribble more, get further forward, for example. I don't know whether Miguel can dribble. No, he's got dribbling a 9. Can Zandanati do it? No, he's got dribbling a 9. Can the kid on the bench do it? No, he's got dribbling of 8. So I'm not sure that would be the right thing, but we could ask him to get further forward, take more risks with his passing, and do that. I quite like the DM role for that. Is there any sense in that, Ed? Scott, that looks good, but you've got to go. Bon chance. Bon chance, Scott. Merci beaucoup for your visit today. Becoming a regular thing, Scott, as well, and I like it. Scenarios, you're not 100% sure. You don't coach back 3 very often, but you do know whoever steps the opposite side wing back has to cover. Yeah, so they kind of shuffle. So Daniel comes down to where Guichon is, and they kind of shuffle over. That would make sense. Ed, stopping the crosses. Stopping the crosses. I don't know whether I need to step up with the double pivot either. Stopping the crosses will make players closest to the side shift out. Don't put marking instructions on the DC. Z, you see you chose the wrong time to come back and ask non-FM questions. Have I missed a question, Z? Did you ask a non-FM question? Apologies if I missed one, Z. Apologies. You don't need dribble more for pivots. Just don't have 2 holding. Yeah. So, we got Zandanetti, who is holding his position. And then we got Migsy, who isn't. I don't necessarily need to say, get further forward then, do I? JB, sounds like you want a segundo. I was using a segundo earlier in the season. Had to vanish for a minute. Have we discussed Birmingham making 2? I know, Z. Halcyon Days, a Japanese international, a title winner in Belgium. Typical Birmingham. He's been out all year with an ACL, hasn't he? And we've picked him up for free, but that's an exciting one. And Tyler Roberts has never scored more than 4 goals in a season in the Championship, I'm led to believe, and I'm excited by that as well. I think it's the first of many, Z. I can see more coming. Bielik is close, apparently, and Sanderson they're constantly chatting with, so that sounds good. Benjamin, check if there are any other DMs who could be better at dribbling. Yeah, so I had a little look. And all my other DMs are centre-backs, so I'm going to say they're probably not. A dribbling of 6, for example. Ed, suggest put dribble more on your most technical DC. Good Lord. A DC? Ed, are you new to the channel? A centre-back dribbling? Goodness me. I'm only just getting my head around playing playing a playmaker and a number 10. Nearly said an under 10. We're not playing any under 10s. You will propose marriage to Wagner if he can convince... Oh, in Austin we trusty. Yeah. I can't see that one. Can you, Z? I think him and Hannibal, I think they probably arrived at Birmingham, played a season and realised they were too good. My kids tell me Hannibal is who Dortmund have lined up as Bellingham's replacement. Now, where would you rather go, Dortmund or St Andrews? But your top 3 suggest we have 1 creator, here he is, 1 creator, 1 scorer, here he is, 1 scorer, and 1 runner. I've been really liking how the attacking midfielder plays. On attack, I found that they burst in a lot. Whereas the shadow striker, I found as a little bit of a passenger. So should we try? And Tekapua, perfect as well, because he's quick, agile, dribbles, decent off the ball movement, good finisher when he gets in the position. So I feel like that. What do you reckon? And I'm also tempted to change Chino Marino, and he's not called Chino Marino, is he? He's called Ego Marino. Chino Marino, I think, is the singer from the Deftones. I'm tempted to change him to a poacher as well, because that worked very nicely last season. JWM, what's this? What's what?
Evening, everybody.
Llama is playing a back 3. Right, let me tell you, JWM, I was not playing a back 3 about 10 minutes ago. Z, our competition for trustees are Rangers. Oh, there you go. Whether he fancies continuity or Glasgow. Glasgow then, I'd imagine, isn't it? He would be so good. With Sanderson. And I heard today Kevin Long might be, I know they released him, but they're in touch and might bring him back in. Without 1 dribbler in your back 3, you're having to rely solely on them passing their way out of the press. If you have skilled players, you can risk it. Well, so the one that's the most skillful is Xavier Sants. He's got dribbling of 7, though. He's got vision of 14 and passing of 11. So as a ball-playing defender, I think he'd be lovely. Dribbling-wise, we could ask Musa to do it with dribbling of 5. We could get Bobby Petts to do it with dribbling of 5. And we got Guichon, dribbling of 7. This sounds like a recipe for disaster, darlings. By the way, I want to get Sants back in the team as well, because he can play out from there. And I also noticed, by the way, and maybe I should do this and get Petson back over. When I was playing a back three, and full disclosure, off stream, I was watching all the games in 2D on full highlights. I noticed that the central centre-back got a lot of time on the ball. The ball always seems to be making its way to the central centre-back. So it makes sense to me to have Sants, making sense, in the centre so he can get on the ball with his vision of 14. Is there anything in that? Monk in the Fog, you say stop tinkering. The press say you have the best players in the league. Go old-fashioned 2-3-5 with half-backs and inside forwards. Oh, my God. Z, you were confused enough and they released Long. So, yeah, apparently him, Kolan and Deeney, they released even though they wanted to keep. And if those players get better offers, they can go. But if they don't and Birmingham offer them a reduced deal, they can come back. So I hear. If he scores an own goal, we'll call him Comic Sans. Green Whale. Kudos. Little ripple of applause. The AI always tells me never press the central centre-back of a 3. So you guess none of the AI teams press. So maybe Sans is going to get a bit of time on the ball. Okay. Here we go then. Oh, by the way, probably that I'm so bottom heavy here. The high press is probably not good, is it? All right. You watch how quickly this goes to a 4-4-2. We're off. You usually put your best aerial DC in the centre. The dribbler you put on the side. Z, bottom heavy too, are you? Yeah. It's an affliction for a Z. It's an affliction, my friend. By the way, Z, give us some wish list updates. I've been seeing you've been announcing competitors. When's Wishlist happening? Wishlist 2, isn't it? Wishlist Season 2. The media have been on your backs for ages now because we've been rubbish. Okay. And then Ego Marino. I don't know. Do we try a little individual one with the ego? Should we just say, I trust you. Make me proud. He's pleased. Pleased as punch he is, old Ego. He needs to go back to school. There's an inside one for those of you that have noticed I've been calling him Chino Marino. Okay. I've set it up so we're not playing 2D. Do I still have the world's longest highlights on? No, I don't. I'm on extended. I remember to set it up nicely for you. Here we go. And we are with the home team. So we're in the white today. All right. By the way, seeing as we're trying this out, will you indulge me? Apologies. I promise for the second half we'll do things properly. I want to see where all these people are. Okay, we've got the ball. How are we set up here then? So Bobby Pets, Sans has stepped up a little bit ahead of his two counterparts. You got Guichon, and then you got Zandanetti and Miguel. So there's our pivots there. Chino Marino's pulled out. There's our left wing back, by the way. He's high up the pitch, isn't he? You got Ozzy Artiles there. Okay. And I want to keep an eye on Sans to see how he plays. We're into the box, and it's back to their keeper. Okay. So Sans is doing a lot of backpedaling there. And this is going to test and see how we defend. Here we go. So, pause. So, I'm assuming that Frank Zappa is their left back. And there's Ozzy Artiles, and he's meant to be picking him up, and he's not. That's a worry for me. The overload on the flanks with the back five is the worry for me. Here we go. Look. Look at the overload. I don't like it. We're getting swamped a bit here. Not keen. And they're having the better of the early start of the match. This team are third, by the way. We're playing Ibiza, and they are third. I should have pointed that out. So it's not like we're playing a doozy here, but I do not like the way we've started. Chino Marino battling. And there is a typical Chino Marino finish. Wish list 2. Auction coverage starts 6 p.m. tonight. Oh, it's this weekend, is it? That's exciting. I shall be sure to drop by. You will see me in the chat tonight. Well, you won't. You'll probably be managing an auction, I'd imagine, Z. But yeah, I'll be knocking around. Good luck to you and the team. You think Frank Zappa is their right winger? Oh, there's the space, though. Love that. That's the kind of ball Ed's talking about there. Oh, look at that for interplay. There's our most defensive midfielder trying to finish off the move, though. Let's have a look at Frank Zappa, then. Frank Zappa looks like a very attacking right back there, doesn't he? And yeah, this concerns me. That overload. Keep an eye on it. Still, a couple of shots now. And there's Sans. Look, the ball kind of makes its way to Sans a lot. Thank you, Tex. Gives the ball away. Wins it back. Gives it away. We win it back again. Men there. You got men inside. That's a tame effort. It's 2 shots from central midfield, though. Interesting. Here's old Titkov. Bobby Pettersson. That's why we put Sans at the back there, so we can play those misplaced passes that then put us on the defensive. Perfect, son. There's Tekapua. He's got... Oh, if that had been a better ball. He's played it behind Marino. Right, we're getting our foothold in the game a little now, I think, aren't we? Terrible pass once more. And you're offside. Well done, Tex. Well done. Oh, Z, you're not. Gav's on the auction this time. You and MT13 and the Badger in the comms box. Beautiful. Unfortunately, Hamza's unwell, or he'd be there too. Still, that's a great lineup, isn't it? Good luck with that. Oh, God, that's a bit tight, isn't it? Look at, we're playing out nicely, though. That's all right. And go on then, and work it the other side. There we go. We're in behind. That was nice play. I quite like this is going to sound very odd, but when we play like a rugby team and we just pass the ball from one side of the pitch to the other, I quite like that. You're offside there, aren't you, Tex? Oh. Okay. What's that? 5 shots. Only 1 on target, but a bright start, we'll say. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get it away. Oh, well done, Zandanati. One of my favourite players, him, by the way. Bobby Pettersson. Crossfield ball and a terrible one. And their striker's gone down injured. Perafita, he was rolling around. Hold on. Perafita, he was rolling around. Perafita roll. Wolf. Welcome in, Wolf.
Evening, everybody.
Old school 2D view. You're absolutely right. Ed's saying you'd add a bit more width. So we're playing fairly wide. And that would be... That doesn't change the description there. Fairly, they didn't move. Is that just me? I nudged that up and they've not moved. There they move a little bit. That seems exactly the same to me. That can't be though, can it? There must be some kind of... I don't know, Ed. Let me know what you think there, my friend. Let me know what you think. JB thinks that this is going to go well. I'm an eternal pessimist. I call myself a realist. I don't think anything's going to go well at the moment until we get a little bit of team cohesion. I feel like when you've got team cohesion, it masks over all ills. You can basically throw them out there in any old shape. I reckon we got good players, but nothing is looking fluid. You see the amount of times we pass the ball and it doesn't even make it to our teammate. Like the pass is too slow because we just don't seem to have that fluidity. Although we're playing it around quite nicely so far in this game. So yeah, Guichon's gone very wide there, hasn't he? Miguel. Here's Daniel. I'd like to have seen you deliver into the box there, to be honest. And now, go on, go on. Oh, Chino Marino. 6'6" he is. Next thing we want to check on is, what are we doing in transition? Have they got another injury? Oh no, our left back's down. Ah no, and he's got the little thing. Daniel's got a little thing. Chino Marino trying to have a header from the outside of the... All right, we'll leave it till half time. But yeah, we looked all right, but an XG of 0.2. Not spectacular, is it? I don't know what team talk to give them. Just tell them how miserable I am. They know that already. Okay, let's do some catching up then. So, if Frank Zappa has got good heading and good jumping reach, does it make him a moon unit? It does. It absolutely does. How many points off automatic promotion? I think it was... We were 8 off top, JB. Not automatic, but 8 off top. What else have we got? What's Parafitter's role? Just riffing. Just riffing. I think you're the only one that got it, Z, to be fair. Green Whale. You think they may be gelling a bit more? Well, we did go heavy on that training, didn't we? Soxnaris, you'd be cautious, though. The centre-backs and the wing-backs will get wide, and though you can zip the ball around, you'll be more open at the back. And you need to keep your wing-backs and double pivots fresh. Well, I think we're going to have to change the left wing-back now. Daniel's leaving tonight on a plane. Still, nobody gets that reference. Nobody gets it. JB, you're going to make a bold prediction. We move... JB, we promised you when we moved to Vallecano that this is it now. We're done with all of that. We will only move clubs if we get sacked. And that is a possibility. Ryan Skip. Found a back four with a half-back in front works well. Frees up another midfielder to push forward and the half-back holds up just like in a back three position. And Welshie Jim, thank you. Isn't that an Elton John song? It is. Thank you, Welshie. Finally, somebody with a little bit of culture understands the reference. I've just taken Daniel off. He's leaving tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. And we're managing in Spain. Welshie, I thought it was a better reference than that. But hey, who am I? Just your humble host. Petition to make ice it, crown it, button down it the official chant. We need a tune, though. We need a tune. It feels very, very hip-hop. Ice it, crown it, button down it. And I also want a bit of context, JB. How have you come up with that? Where's it come from? What does it mean? What does any of it mean? Right, okay. We've not looked very good in attack. So, why haven't we looked very good in attack? Maybe, as somebody suggested, a cheeky segundo. Maybe, as somebody suggested, a shadow striker. And then maybe, as Ed was hinting at, the poacher needs people to make space for him. So maybe Chino Marino wants to be a pressing forward, and with teamwork of 17 and work rate of 15 and aggression of 17, well, maybe we should let him. And we've only got one attack duty in the entire side, so maybe Ozzy Artiles helps out as well. And we go out for the second half, which I promised you we would not have on this agonizingly long highlights package. So let's go down. And should we actually see the players' faces? Not their feces. Paula Ratcliffe's not playing. Here we go. Zandonati. I mean, you get a sense of the shape here. Oh, you see, you can see, look at the space old Titkov had to run into there. The move ended in a foul, but God, he was bursting into space there. Okay, speaking of Titkov, here he is. And Zandonetin. We're playing vertically, which is nice. We got space out wide, which is nice. Here is the left full back. Frank Zappa makes an absolute child of him. But that was nice. Sister Blass. Here we go. There's your centre half, just where you want him. I think because I've been making so many changes, all of my set piece positioning is wrong. I had my centre half on the edge of the box there. Here he is, Sans. Vision of 14. That's a good ball. Well done. 5-yard pass. Vision of 14. Guichon, he's got it back again. He's given it to Bobby Petts. Into the midfield. Miguel, by the way, we will pause. Old Miguel has the player trait of dictating the tempo. Did you see how quickly he moved the ball on there as well? So I think he's trying to get us ticking. Oh, hang on. Chino. It's offside. It's offside. Nice movement, though. It's not offside. It counts, by the way. And it's Ozzy Artiles that fed him. And honestly, I have sat, whilst you've been away, I've watched Chino Marino miss chance after chance after chance after fill in the gaps yourself. So it's nice to see him actually slash one into the net. He's well on there as well. So maybe a pressing forward on support is fine. I mean, we didn't see him making that kind of run as a poacher. So that was nice. Okay, we've hit 61 minutes, Ed. And double pivots and the fullbacks keep fresh, you say. So Zandonati is definitely, he's ready. Miguel can probably soldier on. Titkov is not playing well anyway. So my starting right wing back, Gentile, is actually out injured at the moment. But my midfielder, Danny Villa, can play there. Ricky's boy. He can't cross, but I mean, defensively he's sound, I think. So he can come on and be a fresh player there. Zandonati is easier to replace because we'll bring on the German there. By the way, I feel like I want to get that bit of hair and just my OCDs can't deal with that. Can't deal with it. So now we're fresh in the fullbacks, and we're gonna leave Miggsy on for a bit longer. So I'm not making too many changes across that 4. So we've got 3 new faces among that 4 now, with only Miggsy playing from the start of the match. It's not a great XG again, is it? We've battled to 70 minutes. Now does Miggsy make way? He probably does. And we're going to need somebody who can get forward a little bit. And I'm not sure we've got a natural there. Habs Ventura would offer nothing defensively and can't play as a DM. What's your attacking ability like? Oh, you're all right, actually. Yeah, you're okay. So you go over there, son. And then we will bring in Bobby Fuchs, I think. By the way, it's always worth enjoying that hair. Look at that. He could be the 4th Jonas brother. Comfortably. We need some more ZZ Top. We always do. And Ed, have faith. I don't have faith. I have faith in you, Ed. I don't have faith in my ability. By the way, Xavier Sans is pulling a 7. And I wanted him there as a distributor at the back. That's nice. And I know you said have your best header there. He's only jumping reach 13 and he's 6'1". He's got good aerial prowess either side of him. So 17 for Bobby Pettersson. I think it's the same, isn't it? Yeah, it's 17 for Guichon as well. Llama. That's the name of our gaffer. There was a cat who loves his tactics. Set to Bonia. Llama. That's the name of our gaffer. There was a cat who loves his tactics. There we go. With a tune. I get the pentameter of that. Lovely. Bobby Pettersson's not playing well, actually. Okay. I believe we have one more change in the tank. And we might go for some fresh legs in the attacking midfield on 80. And we are there. Tex is only on a 6.8. So let's get the Vulcan on. He will live long and prosper. Vulcan. He'll live long and prosper. And I think he can be a shadow striker as well. Off the ball movement of 15. I think he's set for that. Could we add a second to make this game more comfortable? It's been a very quiet second half. Granted, I've gone down one of the highlights, so you probably expect that. Okay, we're into 90 minutes. Instructions. Slow it down. And also, we should probably save the changes that we've made. So let's actually stop that for a second and save this. And this is no longer the silver feather. I was listening to a podcast about Fabrizio Ravanelli at the time. We need a name for our tactic. Something Spanish would be good. I've already had an Antonio Banderas. I've already had a Salvador Dali. I've had a Conchita Martinez. Any Spanish stars, celebrities? Slap them in the chat now. We will name the tactic after them. Sorry, I'd only just seen that. Switch down to cautious as well on 80 minutes. I don't know any more famous Spanish people. Who was the Ricky Martin? Puerto Rican, I think. And I don't know whether there's been allegations made about Ricky Martin. That might mean he I don't know whether he's been found innocent or not. Honestly, you think you know someone. So let's find another Spanish star. Salma Hayek, I don't think is Spanish. I think she's Mexican. Enrique Iglesias' dad. Is that Julio? Penelope Cruz. Penelope Cruising. Well, do you know what? As we have 4 defensive midfielders, maybe in honour of Julio Iglesias, we should call this the 4 tenors. I think that's how you spell tenors. Spelling is not one of my strong points. Who's Maciel, Benjamin? Who's Maciel? Right, the 4 tenors. Okay, so I can go and find that afterwards. And then I want to go back in now. And, oh yeah, definitely come off positive. Maybe all the way down to cautious, but certainly to balanced. Tempo down, time wasting on. Okay. Can we hold on? Is this the end? Sants? Fuchs? Bobby Petts? See, ball always comes back to Sants here. Look at it. Always return it. And then he can play out from there. So I quite like his vision. Oh, Chino. I've got to stop calling him Chino Marino. He's the ego, isn't he? Benjamin Bessemer, the first winner for Spain at Eurovision. Good Eurovision knowledge there. Wolf, thank you for helping with my spelling as well. I had a Conservative Party funded 80s early education, which meant basically I raised myself from the start of school until 1997. We've had some pretty good performances there as well. So Miguel and Zandanati started in the midfield, both got 7s. And then Fuxi and Chainer came on and both got 7s. So that's good. The back three and the goalie played well. The wing backs weren't excellent, but they're not very good players. So, and then Chino Marino gets the goal. And he was set up by Ozzy Artiles. So, looking at the XG chart, you locked them down. We did. We created precious little ourselves, but we had the greater amount of possession. Didn't force a lot of corners. But yeah, we did lock them down. And in the first 10 minutes, I thought there was lots of overloads down the flanks. We didn't see many of those for the rest of the game. So, let's just keep the old morale building. Because that's 4 1-0 wins out of the last 5 games there. Your XG jumps up after you made the change from poacher. Is that right? And it's not even like the goal was a really easy chance, was it? So, okay, so first thing we want to do, stay in 9th, by the way, is get in there and get the, what do we call it? The tenors, the 4 tenors. By the way, were there 4 tenors or were there 3? Pavarotti, Placido Flamingo, Julio Iglesias. Maybe it was the 3 tenors. Is there a 4th? That tactic name might not work. I don't think there were 4 tenors. Maybe it was the 3 tenors. Where is that tactic? The 4 tenors. There we go. It's under the number 4. Thank you. Okay, so what else have we got here then? Simon had to leave for 20 minutes. Is this the same game? It's the only game, Simon. Yeah, apologies. We will get a second up. Scenarios. So ends up adding... Oh, sorry. Scenarios. What have we missed? JB thinks that was very successful. Greenwale, don't forget to change up the set pieces. Thank you. I tell you what, Greenwale. I tell you, you've got a good memory. I appreciate that. So, corners, defensive-wise, what do we got? 6'3", 5'11". That's fine. And then we got the centre halves. So, yep, all good. We got Chino Marino, jumping reach of 16 as a man marker. That's fine. Ozzy Artiles, jumping reach of 16 as a man marker. That's fine. Migsy, you're going to be a problem there, aren't you, son? So, probably at 5'10". You're going to be a blocker. What's your jumping reach? 30, not terrible. So that leaves us with someone with better anticipation there, and then pace in the form of Tex. That works out nicely. That's fine. Let's replicate that over on the left. Apologies here. You're getting to see how the sausages are made. Player marker, player marker, player marker. Yeah. Swappies. Beautiful. And then attacking, as it messed with everything as well. Probably want the ego on the end of things. Get the ego there. And on the right. Get the ego on both. Lovely. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Craig, apologies for your timekeeping. Terrible at the moment. We are just grateful that you are here at all. Wolf, you're a saviour, Wolf. You think they did a tour with the four of them, and Ed saving me as well. Ed saving me. The 3 tenors of the 3 up front. Yeah, there we go. JB, well, now we have to use a triple. No, we're fine. We're fine. You could call it the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Was that deliberately getting Jose Carreras? Who's Jose Carreras' name wrong? Don't forget to adjust your set piece takers. I think I've already got that set. It should be Tekapua and Titkov, I think. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. By the way, FM23 is free to play this weekend and 50% off for anyone who's not bought it yet. I saw a little tweet, Wolf. That's nice, isn't it? I don't see many games offering that kind of value. Greenwell, you've got the worst memory, but this is something you always forget. That's why you remembered. You remembered something for me that you always forget for yourself. Beautiful. Love that. We've got 7 days until we take on Lugo. So the training is set, so they're going to carry on working on that team cohesion, hopefully. Question for you all. Do you think that a small player with a higher jumping reach will be picked up by DCs less in set pieces and can thus be a secret weapon of sorts? Or does FM only use the jumping stat? There's a question. That's a good question. Not one that I profess to know the answer to, I'm afraid, but a very good question. And I like the way you're always trying to think about how you might be able to just steal a little advantage there. I like that one. Soccer scenarios, yeah, just doing some work there to get people to buy FM24. They're going to have to go big with FM24 as well. It's going to have some serious features about it, I think. And some pretty canny marketing, I would say. Hopefully it will. Thoughtsy. Good to see you, Thoughtsy. Hope you're very well.
Afternoon, everybody.
Have you declared it the weekend then? Has it happened? Have you finished in the world of comms? Scenarios, you think FM24 would be announced soon? You'd imagine something near the Women's World Cup for women's football. I'm almost certain women's football will absolutely not be in FM24. I think they need at least another year. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't FM25. FM26, I think it will definitely be there. Llama video on jumping reach versus height. Jumping reach will always prevail. You're absolutely right. But what about picking up? How does the AI pick up people on corners? Do they do it based on height or based on jumping reach? Interesting question, I think. Do you think they will get in ladies football? So FM25, I think at the earliest, I would say, but I'm no expert. Sai, they've been working on it for 3 years. Is that maybe I'm wrong? Maybe it will be there for FM24. That would be a huge announcement. For FM24, though, I would expect. Oh, Zandanati's been on a leadership course. Now, how has that affected things in the hierarchy? It's not. Okay. FM24 international management Thoughtsy. There you go. You're absolutely right. They're going to be improving international management, which I've heard a rumour. Darren subscribe to the channel. We're never sure, though, Darren, whether that's somebody who's watching or whether that's just somebody who's just been watching a video and decided to hit subscribe. You are watching? Welcome in. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I'm led to believe FM23... Oh, not the ego. Dagnabbit. Yeah, FM23 had some changes to international management ready to implement, but they didn't want to do it ahead of the World Cup because they did not want to be seen to be cashing in on a World Cup that, for ethical reasons, Sports Interactive were troubled by. I've heard anyway. So I've heard that they delayed changes to international management for FM24. So here we go. What are all your predictions then? So Greenwell thinks the scouting might get a makeover. Sai knows a thing or two. You think they'll tie up the new graphics engine rather than make it all for the current one? So you think women's football will come with the new graphics engine? Thoughts? He's saying FM25 for football, for women's football, and the animation changes. Greenwell, you want sounds adding, fans singing and such. It's there. It's not that sophisticated, but it is there. Regular guy, that's interesting. They do take pretty strong stances on issues like that. So it is in character. Yeah, I only heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody who heard it from Miles's cat's manicurist. But I heard a thing. Okay, we're at the day of the Lugo game. Chino Moreno is out. And that is absolutely suboptimal. Especially if we play as a pressing forward, because Francisco Javier is far too lazy to be that. He would want to be a poacher again. The Vulcan could just about do that role, I guess. Maybe we could put it as a deep lying forward, maybe. Rook, you would love the chanting and the drumming at East Asian games. That's good. Brian, you really wish they would lay out what kind of impact COVID had on their timelines. I think people would understand. I don't think they're great at being honest, but then I can kind of understand why, because if they're honest about things, you'll always get people that say, well, in my business, things have changed. Yeah, I don't think they always say the things that are barriers. And I would like them to, but I can understand why they don't. Okay, Ego Marino is coming out and Vulcan is going in. Gentile is going to make the bench. I think everybody else is fit. Bobby Pettersson did not have a good game last game, but his last 5 looked good. Titkoff never plays well, and at this point is basically wasting everybody's time. Although I have shunted him back up to yet another new position, so... Real fan chance and being able to add your own. You'd love that. Greeno. You can already get the authentic Emirates Stadium noise. Just turn the volume off. Simon Thornley. You love the idea of adding your own chants. Do you know what? I reckon there's probably people clever enough to do that already, aren't there? At the moment, the sound effects are pretty much just a low-level kind of like hum of a crowd noise and a very loud, shrill blast of the referee's whistle, aren't they? Greenwell, you do that with external app for now, but it's cumbersome. So you actually use an app to put some atmospheric sound on. That's fabulous. Okay, let's get out there and take on Lugo, and we're home. If we could get back-to-back wins and back-to-back clean sheets, dag nabbit, we would be encouraged. We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. There we go. Nobody's responded to that. You almost know with that team talk before you hit it, it's not working, don't you? But I hit it anyway. Okay, we've done some individual talks. And here we go. Don't worry, my 2D days are behind us. We will keep this nicely 3D for you all. By the way, the team that we just beat 1-0 were in 3rd place in the league, so we did very well to shut them down. Lugo are in the bottom quarter of the league, which could well be the kind of the team we'd struggle against. So we'll see how we do. We got the ball back to our keeper. Okay, here we go. Let's see how we build up from here then. He's instructed to just give it to his centre halves. And he does. Bobby Pettersson's got the ball. Always goes back to Sans. Give it to Sans. Here we go. Come on, get us playing then, son. Like that. Moving through the third. Miguel. All right, now we've upped it a bit. Tex. Got a lot to do. Oh, I was berating Titkoff for saying at this point it's basically a waste of time. Goal! I tell you what, we've done a little bit of rugby play again, haven't we? We've gone from one side of the pitch to the other. Just like rugby players, passing it down the line. And Titkoff has rattled one home. Good start. I daren't tell them that in a shout because then we concede straight away, but good start. Okay, we go again. That's our striker and he's fed Tex. Oh, he's dinked one and they've cleared it. Good play. And our striker really did drop off and create for us. That was quite dynamic. It's almost like we're playing a bit of football here. He'll come crashing down. You watch some of the defensive mistakes we're about to make. But here we go. Oh, Ozzy Artiles. Oh, he's through. Oh, Ozzy. Didn't have the finish in his locker. But that's the playmaker bursting behind their defence there. 3 shots, 3 really good chances as well. Already got a better XG than I think we had in the entire of the last game. Here's old Titkoff. Drifts one to the far post. Xavier Sans, the youngster. That's got to be his first goal. It is a memorable moment, apparently. Ooh. Okay, 2-0. We've not had a second goal in a game for a while. So that is nice. That is very, very nice. Oh, sorry. I've nodded off again. Marco, hello from Brazil. First time catching me live. Love your content. Thank you very much, Marco. Welcome to the stream. You'll have to let us know which Brazilian team you follow. Big fan of global football here. Craig, by the way, did you see the new Carlisle away shirt announced? I did. It was, it kind of had like flex in it, didn't it? Horrendous. Should have got input from Talis. It was very 90s throwback. You don't believe I will resist that. No, I'm 3D. I'm a reformed character. Green Whale, that's a nice goal. The central overload opening up the winger. I tell you what. It was. Daryl, we're playing okay, aren't we? We're doing all right. Ed's even pleased. Looking smooth. Green Whale's back. Sans Serif. Ah, Marco, you're a flamenco fan. Obviously. Sans the Sheriff. So the Brazilian season is a summer season, I think. You must be in the middle of the season now, or am I making things up? How's the season going for Flamengo? Or if it's just finished, how did it go? Guichon to Sans to Miguel. Sans Miguel? Sans Miguel. What a link up between the two of them. Tekapua, and we're using the width again. That's offside by a country mile. Could be offside twice, that one, I think. The home shirt was very 90s. But the yellow, black and pink one. Oh, it's been awarded. I thought that was a mile offside. I thought it was offside there. That had to have been offside, didn't it? Ozzy Artiles looked like he'd gone way too early. Oh, they're not going to show us. Hang on, we're 3-0 up here. 3-0 up. And we're really keeping their XG down. Ed! It's going all right, the back three. Keep it up. Let's keep an eye on the old fitness here then. It's these four here, isn't it? Doing all right. Daniel's not having his best game. Guichon's struggling a little, but Bobby Petterson's picked up. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Now, what's it end? 3-3. Here we go. Titkoff. Bobby Petterson. Miguel, I think, is working quite nice in that little segundo. And I feel like the system's quite fluid. It's quite dynamic. Just remember to switch down to cautious. Close on the... Yeah, I'm on positive. I probably need to set that up as a second tactic to train, don't I? Well done, Bobby. And close them down nicely there. And what do you reckon, Ed? Maybe about 60 minutes we check on the old fullbacks? And the double pivot as well. See if they need rotating. Goal kick. All right. Miguel's playing very nicely, actually. Should we stop it there? 63. Let's have a look then. What do we got? Oh, okay. So, yeah, we are struggling. So how about we do one midfielder and one fullback, and we'll go Daniel first because we've got the more natural replacements there, I think. Rook, back to a four-game J-League weekend this weekend. You got Fukuoka versus Vissel Kobe. You've got the Diamonds versus Kawasaki Frontal. You've got Gamba Osaka versus Kashima Antlers, and you've got Sapporo versus Cerezo Osaka. Birmingham, by the way, my team, Rook, we've just signed a Japanese wide player from Royal Antwerp. Apparently, he played with the Japanese winger that's at Brighton. Played with him in Japan. So if you know anything about him, Rook, let us know. Marco, the Brazilian season is kind of crazy. You start in Feb with the state leagues, and you just had the 11th game of the Brazil... Oh, you're going to hate me for this. Brasileirão? No, sorry. Butchered it. Flamengo in 4th after struggling. Starting to get on track with São Paulo. And then Soccer Stars, what a performance, by the way. Might have to give this a go. You've got so many tactics you want to try when you finally start playing. You might want to start with balanced when you're away and not favourites. Finding a game we're not favourites for. I don't think there'll be too many of those given the media predictions. But yeah, it's another good shout there. So what are we going to do? We're going to take Zandanati off. And we're going to replace him with Chainer there. And there's 2 changes made. And we'll come back on 70 minutes. And potentially make 2 more. And that's when we might just shunt down. Oh, look at me. That was casual defending. We might just shunt down the mentality a bit as well. Could we get another goal before then? Look at this. Is nice play, by the way. Oh, my goodness. Oh, good Lord. Look at us popping it around. Artiles is going to score that goal. Oh. Good Lord. And we're now winning 4-0. Oh. Oh, goodness me. These are the times. Okay, 71 minutes then. So... we'll just nudge it down to balanced and we'll take off Migsy for... I don't have a natural, more attacking defensive midfielder there. So I'm going to have to move Chainer over. And in his place, we will go with... In fact, no. Let's try Danny Villa there. You can get forward a little, I think. Kev. Hello, Kev. Hold on 1 minute. Let's give you the welcome that you deserve.
Afternoon, everybody.
Finally, some time spare to drop in on the big man stream. You're most welcome, Kev. It's been quite a tactical stream, this. You'd have been proud. We've been trying to create a back three with a double pivot that doesn't end in disaster. And it's gone all right. In fact, I'm actually going to change the way I've just done that. So Chainer will come over and be the volante. Great to finally have you with us, Kev. And by the way, all of the legends are arriving. All of them.
Afternoon, everybody.
Because Neil's with us. Llama, Llama, Llama. Llama's a comedian. Very good. A bit of the Culture Club. He comes and goes. He comes and goes. FM would be easy if he stuck... If he's stuck to just one team. He's fantastic on screen. Does a wonderful... I tell you what, Neil, that's some of your best work there, isn't it? And Simon, you're right. That's a decent finish. What's happened, Benjamin? Newcastle have done a madness. You've had a Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. A Sander Tonali. Yeah. Good price on him as well, I think, wasn't there? Llama, 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 Llama comedian. He comes and goes. He comes and goes. FM would be easy if he stuck to just one team. He's fantastic on screen. Does a wonderful stream. Oh, big fan of your work. And GW, or do an Ange and always go for attacking. Is that what Postecoglou does? Is he quite an attacking coach? I guess you have to be when you're at Celtic, don't you? 71 minutes. We will keep our powder dry on our final change, but I think it will be a more attacking one. Yeah, Benjamin, that price. But does it beat your Llama song? Does anything, Benjamin? Yeah, that price on Tonali was only about 40 mil, wasn't it? Which seems a good bit of value. Hang on, we've got some defending to do here. We've lost our clean sheet, unless that was offside. Is the ref... I thought he had his... No. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, how did this goal get scored? Acres of space. Absolute acres. Look at the gap from the left full back to him. And this is a bit of a mess in here, by the way. Let's try and work out where our back three are. Guichon, what are you doing ahead of the two DMs, son? How's this played out? What's been going... Guichon, what are you up to, you maverick? Is that because you're my man marker and the striker's drawn you out? I'd assume the striker is him, but... I might need to have a look at the old pressing on my man marker then. Costas there. Costas! Benja, 70 million euros. So what do we got there? Maybe 60 million pounds? Still a good price, I think, there for Tonali. Kev, don't flatter you. How are you doing on this lovely day? Is it as beautiful in the Netherlands as it is over here? You're not in Amsterdam, are you? You're outside Amsterdam, but I'd imagine it's pretty beautiful over there. How far are you from the beach, Kev, if you're outside of Amsterdam as well? I know you're about an hour away from Amsterdam, aren't you? Where's the beach? To the north. I want to say it's not Harlem, is it? I bet it's beautiful out there today, isn't it? Okay, one more change. Guillermo. Let's take Ozzy Artiles off. And let's lock it down then. By the way, another goal and I start getting a little bit nervous. Ange plays with a rest defence, or his centre-back's halfway into the opposition's half. He's gung-ho. So the opposite of me then. Just under 60 million. Given how much Declan Rice would cost, I would say... Don't concede another, by the way. Easy now. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, hang on. We haven't got it away. Oh, have we given away a penalty? No. Okay. Free kick to us. Yeah, given what Declan Rice is going to cost 100 plus 80, 90, I don't know what Declan Rice will go for. Maybe 80 or 90. Guess it depends how long his contract is at West Ham, doesn't it? But Tonali for under 60. I'd imagine there's some little add-ons and some top-ups there. Interesting. Are we in again? Oh, the Vulcan. Oh, he has lived long and prospered. 5-1. Halcyon days. I didn't notice them get a man sent off, by the way. Was that you lot putting me off? Guillermo on with the assist. Oh, he's bent that one. Oh, that's postage stamp. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, that is. Beautiful. Ah, that's a nice win, isn't it? That's a nice win. And you lot were telling me that a back three would never work. You were telling me it's madness to play a double pivot in front of a back five. Honestly, no faith, any of you. Or maybe the opposite of that was true. And I said I'm not sure a double pivot would work. And you told me that I should give it a go. For comparison, Greeno, by the way, I read that as Kevin Phillips. For comparison, Calvin Phillips was 42 million. Are we sticking with the three at the back? Do you know what, Ed? I'm going to put this out there and say, do you know what? When we come back for Monday's stream, I reckon we won't be playing a three at the back because I'll have loused it up off stream. Whoa! Joshua Brown. Joshua Brown said, by the way, I don't know what's going on with my save. But I swear when we started, they were called Capitaloni. And I've applied the real name fix since then, but I was led to believe that that wasn't save game compatible, but they're called Roma now. Anyway, Joshua Brown called it. No, we're not getting a job at Roma. We're not even applying for a job at Roma because they're a 4-star team. Oh, they've just lost the derby as well. That will get you sacked, won't it? Your 4th defeat on the spin and you lose to Lazio. Yeah, that will get you the sack. Who did they sack? Who have they just... Daniele De Rossi. He's a bit of a legend though, isn't he? Whew. Whew. No loyalty there, was there? Who have they had since Jose then? They went Pochettino for 4 years. Nico Kovac. And they went for another old boy. Vincenzo Montella. He played for Roma as well. No, he played for Sam. He did. I think he won the title with Batistuta and Totti, didn't he? It's 2 of their old boys they've sacked. But no, we cannot apply for that job. We have work to do. Joshua Brown, he called it, but no. Simon Thornley, you just looked up the opposite of gung-ho. Insouciant is the kindest. Insouciant. I'm struggling with that one. Kev, if I would throw some sand in front of me, you'd feel like you're at the beach right now where you are. It's warm, is it? You're about 200 kilometers away from the actual beach. That's quite far then. So you must be south of Amsterdam rather than to the north then. Neil, this has turned into bump and grind. The only hard work is all the winning. Joshua Brown called it. Apply at least. No. Talis, look, another move. No. By the way, I don't know why they've got their 3rd kit in the game and not their others there, Talis. Oh, sorry, you meant Joshua Brown called it for the double pivot. Now, Joshua Brown also said, I bet we won't be at Vallecano next stream, but I don't want to move. I want to try and do something with Iacano. Old Aussie's played well, hasn't he? Goal and an assist. Well done. Well done, sir. Well done. And we're up to 8th. And what's the old... It's still on average. But it does say now the players are blending well together. I don't know whether it said that at the start of the stream. I have to go back and look. Real name fixes are save game compatible. It's the removing of the files for fake name squads that aren't. Tell you what, Kev. Font of all knowledge. Craig, you're about 7 miles from the beach. Simon, the same. Where would you be going, Simon, for the beach? Sidmouth? That's kind of your area, isn't it? Your neck. By the way, I'm very, very happy with those last 2 games. I'm also quite happy that we managed to cobble something together on stream that hasn't been completely disastrous. Tainmouth, is it? Nice part of the world. I'm quite pleased that we managed to cobble something together. That's a very southern name, isn't it? Dawlish Warren. Do you praise or criticise their training? I do. Every single... Well, I don't praise it at the moment because nobody's getting above a 9. Guillermo's just piping up with an 8.9. There's certainly people like Bobby Fuchs at 5.9. You know, the hammer comes down on him. It helps team cohesion and the trust in the manager. Well, there you go. You can see a bit of criticism in action. I have been doing it a lot quite often. You're right. It's because you've done nothing. I thought I was responding well to the criticism. No, that's a shame. He's going back to his parent club, Mainz, in January anyway. His manager's already been in touch to say he's not playing enough football. Good tip though, Ed. Praise at 7. No, 7. No. 7.75? No, I like to get it to 9. Maybe high 8s if I'm in a real poor run of form. I never praise the 7s because I like to incentivize them upping it further in my little head. Read the breach. Hello, Greeno. He's read his head. You will be down in Weymouth before 5 with the little un for sure. Very nice. Also, finding bad performances. Yeah. It's a good money-saving technique, that as well. 9, is that too high, Simon? Is that too high? I never praise an 8. God, are we going to praise Guillermo at 8.9? Are we those kind of people? Are we? Certainly, we're not praising an 8.4. Heavens forbid. Go on. He's not getting the handshake. You can forget that. Think you've trained... All right. Well, he's responded to it. Ed, you do 7.75 as well. Below 6.75 you slam. I slam below 7s. And I only praise above 9s. What, you want to praise Pablo Ventura? You crazy kids. I'd say at 8.4, that should be a warning. I'm basically saying that, you know, although there's plenty of room for development, I'm thanking you now. Cool your jets. Take a day off. This feels wrong. All different kinds of wrong. Rook will praise anything that the team won't be mad at you for. Sometimes you get away with a 7.6. Pat on the shoulder. Criticise below a 6? No. I fine players if their match performance is a 6.4. If you praise your top person, everyone else will work harder. How would you respond to a 7.75 in match? Criticise. Yeah, you're right. You're right there. No, that is true. That is true. Okay. Where are we finishing today then? Let's get that up there. 8th. I'll make it little again because you won't be able to see that behind my head there. 22 points, 1 point behind Ibiza, 5 points behind Girona, 4 off Granada. I don't know. That feels like a better stream than honestly I thought we were going to have. And it's to do with you clever people, isn't it? You've helped us build a nice little 3 at the back tactic, which is going to get us smashed in the next 5 games. And the only place I've got left to go is a 4-4-2. So brace yourselves for Monday's stream. But we will be back Monday, 1 p.m. UK time. We're going Monday, Wednesday, Fridays next week, as usual. No little interruptions next week. So that's going to be 8 a.m. if you were on the east coast of America, evening time for some of our friends like Ed over there in Asia. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy some other FM streams. Don't forget to check out the wish list over on Twitch later on this evening. I think Z said it kicks off at 6 p.m. tonight. And I will see you all on Monday when we'll see where we are after about 20, 25 games. Who knows? Might be in the relegation zone. See you on Monday.